Hello, cryptocurrency fans. Welcome to another episode of Crypto Trading with CryptoTrader. Hope everybody's doing well. And as you all know, Crypto Traders is a place where we eat, drink, sleep, dream, trade, and invest in digital currencies. And if you haven't done so already, please click on that subscribe button so that you're notified every time a video is uploaded or I schedule a live stream, as well as click on that post notification button so that you're notified every time a video is uploaded. And also check us out at our other social media sites. We are on Steemit, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Snapchat, and there are links at the bottom of this video. So thank you for joining me today. So Ethereum Classic, that pump has finally happened. And I've been calling this pump for a couple of days now. I waited for it. And unfortunately, I did sell some of my profit at a lower profit than I probably should have sold. But that kind of goes with trading. You take your profit and then it goes up, or you don't take your profits and then it goes down. But I still do have 250 left, 125 left from the $4.30 purchase, and then another 125 left from the $7 purchase. And I was going to purchase it yesterday, especially when it kind of ran up to almost 10. And I thought it was going to come back down to that $8 level. I was actually looking to get in at that $8 level, but of course there was too much FOMO that was going on with traders, fear of missing out, and caused the price to really drive up to that $16. And I mean, this is high, to be honest with you guys. I really did not expect it to pump this high. I expected it to get to 10 and consolidate. And that's really what it should have done, to have a very good movement, a safe movement to the upside. I mean, this is getting dangerous now, to be honest with you guys. This is really in dangerous territory. For it to go up, $6 from that $10 price point that I was really looking for it to kind of hover. And that's really where it belongs at this moment. But for it to go up to 16, from basically almost a little over $8, let's just say $9 yesterday. Let's see what it was yesterday. Let's say it was the 23rd. So about a little over $8 that it was at, right on at midnight, basically. $8.60. So from $8.60 for it to get up to $16 and change, exactly what did it get up to? $16.20. I mean, that's pretty high, and it hasn't had a major correction. It's had little minor corrections here and there. Every time I kind of saw it correct, I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe this is the correction that I've been waiting for it to get to that $8 level. And I'm still going to be keeping my eyes on that $8 level. I don't think I'm going to chase it at this price point, considering I'm huge in the profit, even though I sold early with some of them in the profit. But the 250 that I have left over have definitely made up for it. But I think it's way too high at this price point for me to even buy it, to be honest with you guys. I do have a sell price of $20 for 125, and that's what I bought at $7. And then the other 125, I just put a high sell price of $43 on there. Can it get there? That's a possibility. I don't think it's going to get there anytime soon, within a day and a half. But I mean, if this thing hovers at $16 and then the next day goes up 100%, I mean, that's huge. That's $32. And it could easily do that. It could easily make that 100% jump. But we'll have to see if there's going to be a major correction or if people are just going to keep piling in to Ethereum Classic, because it is really cheap, to be honest with you. I mean, at $15.13, it's not really where it should be in comparison to the other cryptocurrencies. Ethereum, being almost $195 today. That's just crazy. ZCASH, going from nothing to $263. That is just impressive. It's really Litecoin that's just been kind of lacking a little bit, and I am completely out of my position on Litecoin. But we'll see if she makes that dip back down to that $24, $23 range, and I think that would be a good entry. But thank you guys for joining, and if you're new to this, like I said, don't forget to click on that subscribe button, as well as don't be shy and say what's up. But Ethereum Classic is just it's a crazy move, and if anybody's holding, from the $7 or $8 range, or even if you bought it at $10, even if you bought it at $11, you're still in the green. I probably wouldn't have chased it that high, thinking $11 was too high. I mean, I thought Ethereum at 118 was too high. Look at it now. So it definitely pays to kind of hold some of these cryptocurrencies. I mean, definitely take profit, with some of your holdings, but also leave a little bit on the table. And that's kind of what I did. I just kind of left house money on the table, basically. This is house money that I'm playing with that's currently in the Ethereum Classic position, not using any of my capital. And really, I mean, when I started live streaming on March 12th, really I started this account with what was it, 8,033 bucks. And so far, let me kind of do the math real quick. And so far, it's up to 16,914. You're only seeing 12,000 on Bitfinex. I did transfer 100 Litecoins back to GDAX, where I sold it on GDAX. And then I bought a Bitcoin a while back that I transferred, and then also made some other payments. But in actuality, that $8,033 that I started out with on March 12th or March 13th has actually turned into 16,914 bucks. Could definitely be a lot higher. It should be a lot higher in comparison to how many Ethereum Classics I've had. I had 1,500 Ethereum Classics that I basically purchased, a little over 1,500. And for it to make that move up to 16 bucks, it's huge. And if I would have still held on, it would have been even a larger profit than the profit that I currently took. But let me know if you guys bought into Ethereum Classic, or been holding from that $2, $3 range. I know there's a lot of people that bought it dirt cheap and just kind of held on to it. And I'm hoping audio is good. You guys can hear me. So please let me know if you are able to hear me. But it looks like Bitcoin's getting ready to get to 2,400. And I don't know if anybody saw it, but yesterday I think at 6:30 in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning, it did have a dip to below the 2,000. And I think on GDAX it dipped to 1975. On Bitfinex it dipped to 1980 or 1978. And that was just a quick dip. And once it made that quick dip, it made it right back up to the price level that it was at. So if anybody took advantage of that and at least purchased one Bitcoin, you've definitely made some good money on that. Almost 350 bucks basically. All right, I'm assuming audio is working good. Jonathan, welcome, buddy. Hope all is well. I don't know if you were one of the ones that got into Ethereum Classic. Might have been Danny Baker. I think he had about 1,200 Ethereum Classics. I don't know if he's still holding on to them or not, but if he is, he's definitely heavily being rewarded. And I mean, this jump is it's unrealistic. I mean, it's really unrealistic with any of the cryptocurrencies that have been jumping like crazy. And this is the time that really we should all be a little cautious, to be honest with you guys. I would be very cautious. And I mean, they're all going up because of FOMO. People have that fear of missing out, and they're piling in, and they're just adding fuel to that fire for more of an upside. But eventually, some people will make a lot of money and some people will get burned. So you definitely got to be very, very careful with that. Jonathan, you got into ETC at 7. Nice, dude. That is awesome. That is awesome. I don't know if you're still holding or not, but yeah, if you are, man, it's a nice reward. Yeah, I bought it at 430, bought 500 at 430, and then I bought 1,071 at $7. Definitely not holding all of them. I mean, I got rid of like 850. I just started taking profit as it was going up. Really, to be honest with you, I expected a pump, but I didn't expect it to really sustain this type of upward move. And I mean, if we're looking at the 15-minute chart, kind of going back to the 22nd, it was a little bit flat and then just gradually started grinding up. So we really haven't had that massive parabolic upside move. Now, if we look at a larger time frame, a 30-minute chart or an hour chart, yes, it is going to show that it's done that parabolic move. But if we look at a shorter time frame, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, it's just going to show that it's slowly but surely been grinding to the upside. And that's what I would like to see as a long-term investor, is just something just continuously grinding to the upside and not just shooting straight up in the air, because that's just going to come back falling down to the ground. Jonathan, that's awesome, man. 107 of ETC. That's perfect, man. That is perfect. Logan, welcome, buddy. And my deepest sympathy to what's happening over in your country. I'm sorry to hear the terrorist attack, bud. but hope you guys are hanging in there. Logan, you're saying never made money like this in my life. Bitcoin holding, yeah, dude, you've been holding Bitcoin for a while. I mean, you're one of the early adopters of Bitcoin. I don't know how many you purchased, but I know you purchased them dirt cheap. It was basically pennies on the dollar. So, dude, that's impressive. That is impressive. Yeah, it definitely pays to hold. To be honest with you guys, even though traders can make money, they can lose money, um, but it definitely pays to hold some of your coins and not sell everything at once. Now, if I would have sold everything at once in the $8 range, I mean, I would have missed this huge pump, another basically 100% from that $8. Now, I did sell at different intervals. I mean, I was selling at 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. I think I sold. Um, but yeah, imagine if I held on to those. A lot of money is being made on the crypto space, tons of money. But we also got to remember that there's going to be a lot of money that's going to be lost once this bubble pops, and it will pop. It definitely will. I mean, things just don't go up this high, this fast. They can't sustain this movement. And anybody that's been an early adopter is going to be like, man, I just made a couple $100,000 from this early investment. I'm cashing out. I'm getting out. I'm taking my money and running and waiting for a bigger dip to get back in. Rohit, welcome, buddy. Hope all's well. You trying hard not to put more money in the market, Jonathan? Yeah, I would wait for a dip, man. I mean, just have money sitting on the sideline waiting for a dip. And like I said, it doesn't hurt to put in that lowball offer. I almost had a lowball offer executed on Ripple at 25 cents, but I canceled it right before I went to bed. And what do you know? In the middle of the night, it hit that 25 cents and bounced right back up to 33 cents. So, having cash on the sideline and putting in lowball offers will definitely pay off. But yeah, I would be scared to buy anything at this time. I mean, considering how high things have gone up. But in actuality, we all thought the same thing a couple months ago. Oh, things are too high. Bitcoin is too high. At 1950. And look at it now. I mean, look at all these cryptocurrencies. Ethereum. I mean, I was buying this thing at 16, 19, 20. I mean, I was buying it all the way up to $40, and then I bought it again at 76. And once it got to 90, I was like, whoa, it's too high. It's way too high. Rohat, you want to know what crypto to buy? Oh, man. I don't know, buddy. It's tough, man. Everything is up, and it's up like crazy. We'd have to have a major pullback for me to even, talk about what I would personally buy. I can't tell you what to buy, but for me to even talk about what I would buy, we would need a major correction. But I would look at the cheap coins. I did buy some Doji for my kids. And I just put a high sell order on them. I mean, that's just going to sit there for a while. I mean, I bought it cheap, 136. That's not too much at all. 136 Satoshis. Yeah, using BTC as a hedge is definitely a safe bet. Right now, I don't know if that's going to be a safe bet once the bubble pops, but as of right now, it is a safe bet. Yeah, Jonathan, it's funny that you say that you're on the fence about the bubble. Too much news and new money is getting into the market. Yes, and the crazy thing is, when people that don't know about cryptocurrency start talking about it for the first time because they read something, like my next door neighbor never knew anything about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. 5 months ago, I mentioned it to him about what I do, and he was completely lost, had no clue at all. I run into him today, and he was like, "Man," he's like, "I'm having a hard time understanding this fact." And I was like, "Well, what fact?" He was like, "If I would have invested $100 in Bitcoin in 2010, he was like, it would be worth like $10 million." And I was like, "Yes, it would be." So for somebody that doesn't know anything about Bitcoin to start talking about Bitcoin, and I guarantee you, people's parents and their grandparents are talking about Bitcoin, and major news, mass media is starting to cover Bitcoin. That's a sign for me to get out. That's not a sign for me to be in. The bubble is happening. When people are talking about these altcoins and cryptocurrencies that have never even heard of them because they read something, and I'm reading a lot of things on mainstream media, on some of these stock market chat rooms that people are starting to really talk about Bitcoin. So, these people are going to come in and start pouring money into it and pouring money into it. And what do you know? What's going to happen eventually? And that's what happened in the financial, market when the financial market crashed, the 2000, .com bubble. Things are just going up. People piling in. People are hearing about these, internet.com companies and piling more money, and boom, everything comes crashing. And when it comes crashing, it's going to come crashing at the wrong time. But yeah, I mean, people talking about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies that have never even mentioned it, never even heard about it. It's a little scary. It's very scary. So if your grandparents are talking about Bitcoin, it's time to get out. I'm sorry to say that. It's time to lock in those profits. Maybe not lock everything in, but lock in some profits. Wait on the sideline for a nice dip, then get back in. Let's see what I'm missing some of these other questions. Oh, Lily the dog, welcome by the way. And you're indicating that your bag of Ripple is turning into a SHIT pile. Yeah, I mean, but you got to think about where Ripple has come from, and I don't know what your entry on Ripple was, but I mean, for you to get it, a hundredth of a penny, and for it to go up to 43 cents, that's huge. That's a massive, massive move. And it's a little scary for it to get up to 43 cents. I'm waiting for a dip, and I think I will take a position in Ripple, but I think that 25 cents is a safe bet for me to get into it. Considering it touched 25 cents twice on Bitfinex and then kind of made it right back up to the 34, closer to the 35-cent range. The 25 cents is kind of what I'm waiting for it to dip down to that level. But yeah, it's slowly but surely grinding down. I think they're walking it down. It is scary for people that bought at 43 cents, and I hope they're not still holding. But what is it now? 31 cents, 31 and a half cents on Bitfinex. But yeah, I never recommend anybody to chase anything as it's going up. Wait for a healthy pullback, then get in. I always tell people it's always better to wish that you were in a trade than to wish that you were out of a trade. But with Ripple, it is still maintaining above that 30, which is definitely a positive sign. So for it to maintain that 30 and not really get brought back down to 10 cents or 15 cents is not bad. So it's stabilizing. But how long can it stabilize? What for? Until somebody that has a deep pocketbook and has been purchasing Ripple, at pennies on the dollar, is not going to just all of a sudden dump it. Lily, I don't really have any thoughts on Humanic, but I can definitely take a look at the chart and see where it might go or where it's going to or where it's at. I can definitely do that. What is it traded on? Is it traded on Bittrex? I don't think it's on Poloniex. ECS, welcome, buddy. You feel everything. You feel everything over 2,300 is dump territory. Yeah, it's getting scary. It is getting scary. Especially when we're hearing people talking about cryptocurrency that never heard about it at all. It's yeah, it's time for me to cash out and kind of sit on the sideline and just kind of see what happens. And Logan, I completely agree with your comment. Bitcoin isn't scary if you understand what the technology is, meaning it's basically taking you 4 years and looks like thousands of hours to understand how this will be bigger to the world than what the internet is. Yes, it is going to be big, but it's going to have corrections. Of course, it's going to have those up and down swings. Can Bitcoin be at 10,000? Definitely. I'm not saying no, it's never going to be at 10,000. It's going to take time for it to get to that point. But when you have these type of moves, it gets a little scary in the sense of price action, not scary in the sense of the technology behind Bitcoin. Yeah, it's the technology behind Bitcoin is inferior. It really is. But the price level, price action is a little scary, and that's why I say that. Yeah, Logan, as long as you're not throwing everything at it, as long as you're not throwing your shirt, your house, everything, your kids at Bitcoin, then yeah, I mean, we're still early adopters. Bitcoin's only 8 years old. The cryptocurrency market is not that old. It's what, maybe 3 to 4 years old, possibly, if even that. But yeah, you're right. Life is about timing, and you just got to time it perfectly. And in my opinion, me buying it at 2,300, definitely no way. I would have definitely bought it if I would have saw that dip yesterday at six o'clock in the morning to 1975 and 1980 that it dipped to. That was a nice correction. That was a very healthy correction for it to come down to that level, but it didn't, maintain that level. It came right back up. So it tells you, I mean, it's very strong. It really is. But 2,300, 2,500 is going to be a scary, scary level. I mean, at what point do people say, okay, you know what? It's gone up so high, I need to pull out. It's fear of losing profit. So people have that FOMO, fear of missing out. I have that fear of losing profit. FOLP. Bitcoin will become easier for people to use over time. Yeah, as long as it gets that mass adoption, and then I can go just about any store and spend Bitcoin. Yes, once that happens, it's going to be larger than life. ECS says quality of a coin and its trading activity are completely different. ECS in what sense are you talking about? Are you talking about Bitcoin or just cryptocurrency in general? You predict Bitcoin at 10,000 by the end of 2018. Man, I would say 5,000 possibly if it sustains this type of move and it doesn't really violently crash. China's not coming out with some crazy news to choke Bitcoin out of existence. Because really, I mean, that's what caused that big crash. I think it was what, maybe 1,200, 1,300, and then it just kind of started crashing down to I think it was like 735 it came down to, and then went right back up to 1,300 again, to 1,380, and then of course the ETF was denied, and it came crashing down to $880. Let's see, Logan, you're saying that you have a Visa with Bitcoin on it and can spend it anywhere on anything. And that's a great tool to have. I think people being able to spend their Bitcoin and not having to cash it out and pay the taxes on it. That's probably the best way. And if more people start using it in that sense, then I mean, like I said, it could be larger than life. Dylan, welcome, buddy. So in the sense of Bitcoin, you're talking about, right? That the price is basically priced into SegWit activation. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest with you, considering the move that it's recently had. And I got to kind of look at the chart to see, how long ago was it just at 1,500? It wasn't that long ago at all. And of course, my chart's not working properly. I don't know if anybody's using Bittrex, but it was giving me a hard time logging in um, this morning for about 10 minutes or so. It just kept on kicking me out. No, I definitely want to thank the new people that are joining this live stream. And if you haven't done so already, please click on that subscribe button, as well as the post notification so that you're notified every time a video is uploaded or I schedule a live stream. Also, stay connected with us. We are on Steemit, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, Snapchat. I just recently started posting some of the older videos that I thought were good on Steemit. So definitely check those out, please. But let's see what Doji's doing. 155. I mean, that's not bad at all for Doji, considering its high that it touched was 189. So for it to really not have that major of a correction back to under 100 tells me that this is kind of strong, and the pump will happen on this too. I mean, I can see them pumping this to 1,000 satoshis. That could easily happen. I mean, it's happened how many times with all these other altcoins? It can definitely happen with Doji. Let's see if we can find HMQ from the week. HMQ is not on Poloniex. Let's see if it's on Bittrex. And it is on Bittrex, up 20% today. Let's see what the volume is pretty high, 641 BTC volume. Yeah, it's definitely a nice chart. Had a nice, well, kind of broke down a little bit. That was like on the 17th, right down to about the possibly 2,300 satoshis. Had a nice pump, corrected nicely, and that's a perfect correction there. And then after that correction, really hitting a low of, let's just say 5,000, a little under 5,000, getting right back up to 9,000. And that's pretty nice. I don't know if this is something I would buy or get into unless we have a nice correction, but it is basically an all-time high. So I don't really want to feed fuel to the fire, the upside swing, and have it dip on me. But I would really consider this if I was to really look at it and be interested in getting into this trade to see if it would pull back to the 5,000 level. That's where I would like it at. Where's this going to go? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, they've been defying every logic. Every altcoin has been defying every logic, and just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. I mean, a lot of these coins that have just been altcoins that have just been pumped to beyond belief. They're going to come right back down to where they were, and it's just a matter of at that time, having cash on the sideline or Bitcoin on the sideline, and waiting to take an entry in your favorite altcoin. But we'll see if the bear market turns around. I mean, or if the bull market turns around and becomes a bear market. But I think in the crypto space, if there is a bear market, it's not going to last long at all. It's going to dip and then come right back up. And I think when they start dipping, they're all going to start dipping. I think big money will start pulling out of everything. And then it'll just start taking out stop losses. And once they start taking out stop losses, it's a domino effect where everything will just start being walked down. And they're not going to be walked down slowly. They're going to be walked down real fast. They're going to be sprinting to that bottom barrel price. But yeah, I'm surprised that Litecoin has